Hello and welcome to Dirt Track Racing for this new career. This is episode 1. I wasn't planning on doing this, but I just happened to watch a couple of videos from Bearder on YouTube on Dirt Track Racing 2, and I thought that this was really amazing and I really wanted to play that game. Unfortunately, it's hard to find, so I was able to find the game that came before that, which is this very game we're playing now, and I wasn't expecting much of it because obviously it's a bit more dated than the Track Racing 2, and actually I've been pleasantly surprised by it, and I'm really enjoying it, so much so that I decided to actually do a career and make videos on it. So we are now on the third event of the season, so we're about halfway through, and we're doing the first series that's available to us, which is the Adrad's Tri-State series, or Tri-State should I say. And this track is the Bodin Valley Motor Raceway. Very short track, very technical to drive really. Almost feels like you never stop turning the wheel. So one thing I really like about the interface of the game when I was driving here is how clear it is, how nicely presented it is. You can see here like the damage chart, the laps and position chart, and you can see it flips really nicely. I really love that animation. Once again, it's very, very neat. Just simple, but actually it was great for me. You can keep an eye on your lap times. It's not invasive. And same, the gear chart kind of flips around each time you change gears, so I just find it very cute. And also the revs here, it's quite nice to see it, implemented on the dashboard and see the needle move around. Not so clear about the speed we're doing, but that's not so important, I guess. Just lost a place to that red car here, number 17. Is it 17 or 77? 17. Whoops, sorry about that, Pete. Oh, I think he was not too pleased about it. Need to take some distance now. I think he's losing a place if you look in the mirror. And again, the mirror is so clean as well. It's just very crisp. The visibility is great. Oh, looks like the guys ahead are battling a bit too hard. I'm catching on them now. The level of difficulty is set to 100, so it's the maximum amount of difficulty you can have for the AI, and that's really cool. That you're really battling to try and get somewhere. I'm gaining a few places here. See how the position flips around. It's all because of them battling too hard in the last few laps, but that's great. I was really just struggling behind them, and then all of a sudden they have problems of their own, and then I make a few places, so it's pretty good. Stopping the car on the side here just helps with the force feedback, otherwise you can stay stuck in one position, which is not very nice. There we go, 9th. 9th in the A main. That's pretty good, to be honest. Don't know if we'll manage to have such good results again after that. Little drop down of all that's happened on this particular event. Apparently we're in 2023. Don't ask me how this is possible. I saw a car here. They call it the Lion, 1968 Lion. I'm not quite sure what model it's inspired from. If you got any idea, please let me know in the comments, because I'd really like to check it out, check the real version of this. Apparently it goes up to 110 miles per hour and it's about 300 horsepower. So that's the stock car, which is the first kind of cars we can drive here. You can see I've got a bit of damage. That's the next few series of races. So we were 6th of May and now we're going to move to 24th of June for the next race. There we go, next event. Four-degree banking, wet track, bit of breeze. Sounds interesting. Let's have a bit of practice. 10 laps to practice our driving here. A wet track. I think I'm gonna let the AI through. Don't really want any additional damage on a practice day. You can see my chassis is already quite battered. There is quite a good damage model here actually. Even visually it's quite subtle, but if you have a big accident it will definitely show. So once you get used to the shape of the cars, you'll notice like all the little dents and bent metal. It's happened to me actually to have terminal damage as well, so you really need to watch out. But the AI is pretty good. They are quite respectful as well, and you can actually race pretty close to them and just slide side by side. So good stuff. Alright, so maybe my setting for the car is not optimal, because I am sort of being a bit too straight in my corners here. I'd like to be sliding the car a bit more. So just working the apron here. It's quite a raised bank, so can't really go too close, otherwise you're gonna bounce around and lose a lot of time. So not too bad, not too bad. Let's park the car here and keep that wheel straight. I like the little flag as well that's being waved at you. It's just nice, a nice little animation. I really like that. Yeah, there you can check like all the different lap times. Let's go and qualify then. Let's see where we can place. Three laps to show what we're with. lap record. Well, that means that I've just done my best lap ever. Hopefully that's going to help us out. Let's stop the car now. Okay, so result 12:24 was the best lap. Oh, well, pole position, pretty good. Although that means that in the heat, yeah, we're starting last. So, yeah, almost want to, well, I guess we get a bit of money for it, that's the one positive, but it makes it harder than to climb up the ladder, and it's quite a tight track as well. Let's see. Yeah, it seems everybody's passing at the bottom, so if we try and stick to there. Oh, this guy is quite opportunistic. Went all the way over the apron to overtake, but it kind of worked. It's getting a bit out of shape though. Whoa. Don't want too much contact, I'm already pretty damaged. Haven't really repaired it because it's quite expensive, so just don't know what's the best thing at the moment. We'll see after this set of races. Moving towards the cushion now. Let's see if we can work this outside line. Sort of. It's not amazing, but at least we're kind of staying out of trouble. The guys working the apron are kind of like all over the place, so yeah, that's the problem. Once you're on the outside, if you just run a tiny bit wide, then you're just running off the track basically and losing a lot of traction and obviously a lot of places. So let's see if I can go back up a couple of places again. Just don't know if I try and aim more towards the middle. It's almost like a drag race now with that purple car, number 24, but is really owning the apron, so I can't really hope to overtake him by going down there. Now just being swamped by everybody else, so maybe if I force my way, don't know if it's worth it really. I don't know if I overtook him at the last minute, but anyway, let's park the car and see the results. 12th in the heat, $4. I'm not gonna go very far with that. Just barely covering any cost. So which main are we gonna end up in? C main? Yeah, 69%, $200. think the cost of the car was like 250, something like that, 300 maybe. So it's almost worth buying a new car. We'll see that some other time. C main, first place. I should be able to stay ahead of the pack if I focus well enough and just try and keep clean, keep out of trouble, and then I should be my way into the B main. The force feedback is quite interesting here. It's basically you feel you just have the steering column and that's pretty much it. You don't have much rumble, not much like track detail. But actually in some ways it's kind of refreshing. You just have the knowledge of what the car is doing and that's it. Yeah, I wish you could feel the track a bit more, but to be honest, it's really serviceable, and there's not, any bit of feedback that you would need. It's just the basics. And for a game from 1999, to be honest, I'm quite happy with that. I guess if there was no force feedback at all, I'm not sure I would be playing, to be honest. Even though I do like the graphics and the purity of the presentation, but the force feedback really helps immerse you in the driving. So here we go. Will I be able to lap anybody else? Pretty insane. I don't think it's ever happened to me before. I'm doing pretty well on this track. I guess I didn't get pole for nothing. Quite like the dust effect as well. I think it's, once again, it's very neat. And if you look closely, you'll see that depending on which type of dirt you are, the smoke effect is a bit different. So on the sand, it's a bit more of a yellow color, but if you're on the dirt, like dark brown, that's the color that the smoke is going to be as well. So the dust, so it's pretty nice. I like that. Small details. There's lots of spectators for this one. Let's see if we can give them a good show. Gained 3 places. Nope, lost one again. It's gonna be about avoiding the crazy people at the apron, and whoa, hello there. This guy completely lost it. Probably was working the outside line and got pushed away. That's the problem. If you try to go on the outside, it can't pay off in the sense that you avoid all the troubles of the inside line, but you could also be pushed off, or it doesn't take much to actually lose it. See that orange car that was on the right hand side, like he just put 2 wheels outside of the main line there. He was slightly on the cushion, I think, same as this yellow car, the 18, and they suddenly lose traction, and it's the same that happens to us as well. So I like to see that when the AI is bound by the same sort of laws as the player. Otherwise it's really unfair. Oh, these guys are really hammering it. They have no consideration for the health of their cars. But I can see that my engine now is orange or red, so yeah, I've got to use the third gear to try and stay afloat, really. Don't know if I can stay in fourth gear much. I have to change a bit more than normal, which is again not good for the engine, but I really don't want to go backwards. In saying that, I just managed to do another lap record, so sometimes with a sense of urgency you're able to do things you didn't think you would be able to do in some circumstances. I love to see the skid marks here. It makes you feel like there's a track evolution. I don't think there is track evolution, but it just looks like there is. I don't think it's my marks either. I think it's the packs. So yeah, this guy sent it, and there again, didn't work out for them, fortunately. Unfortunately for me, really. 7th, I don't think I can improve on that. I'm really trying to survive here with the engine. It's completely red now. It's definitely got worse. So, in a sense, I'm kind of pleased that we're not going to make it to the A main, because the engine wouldn't have survived, and I'm definitely not willing on spending any money on it. $24 for that. Well, not too bad. Oh, I think the truck condition has changed actually. Now it was dry, so from wet to dry. Interesting. Yeah. Appearance money, $40. We'll take that. We're starting to save up a bit of money now. Alright, well, that's the racing weekend done. I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you for watching.